The opioid epidemic is hitting every part of Colorado hard. Now the state is going after a big drug company.
The lawsuit is public and details what Purdue sales reps were allegedly saying and doing to get their pills in the hands of Coloradans. Karen Morfitt has been digging into these documents for us. And Karen, the allegations are alarming.
Yeah, Karen, the lawsuit says that that some of Purdue's reps were actually visiting Colorado doctors dozens of times and selling them on research that their company had paid for. The result was overdosing and broken families.
He just kind of blurted out, "Dad, do you think there's anything wrong with taking pain medicine?"
That conversation with his son was nearly a decade ago, but even today, it's one that haunts Jim Brantner and his wife, Betty.
And I was kind of taken aback by it, but I said, "Well, do you have a prescription for that?" And he said, "Yeah."
Their oldest son, Eddie, was the boy next door, a childhood now told through old photos.
He slid off a trail that was very close to the edge of a cliff and shattered that bone that's in the heel of your foot. That was what really led to the pain problems.
He died in 2011 after overdosing on prescription opioids just 7 months after his first visit with Dr. Douglas Hammond. Hammond is one of several doctors the state of Colorado believes was pushed by Purdue Pharma into overprescribing their pills.
Purdue Pharma kept records of what they were doing and essentially the effectiveness of their strategy of promoting their drugs and marketing them to physicians.
Colorado Attorney General Cynthia Kaufman says those documents helped build their lawsuit against the company, claiming Purdue knew the risk of addiction but continued to push deceptive information.
We don't do this lightly because we know that a company like Purdue has the resources to fight, but we also need to let the public know about the conduct.
Purdue's call logs show a near constant contact with Colorado doctors and include notes like, "Get her over fear of dosing too high." Hammond was one of those doctors. The first time Brantner saw him, he was given more than 200 OxyContin tablets of different strengths, a number that more than doubled in the month before he died.
They were keeping him in a coma, and we said, "Well, what's the prognosis? What can you tell us?" And he said, We don't know. It's day to day.
Brantner would never come out of it. While Jim and Betty believe it was Dr. Hammond who killed their son, they know he didn't do it alone. Their hope now is that sharing their story might keep someone else's child alive. Dr. Hammond is now serving 8 years in federal prison. Investigators in that case found a number of the pills that he prescribed actually didn't go to his patients at all, but ended up on the street. I did reach out to Purdue for comment, but have not heard back. For now, we're live in Denver. Karen Morfitt covering Colorado First.